Welcome to La Rosa Field here on November 4th, 2016, home of the Hermits, who tonight will welcome the Fighting Clan. What a great game. My name's John Pernatazzi. I'll be the color commentator. My partner, Rich Scarper, will do the play-by-play. The Hermits are 8-0. The Clan are 7-0. It's been a long time in that this kind of atmosphere has been around this neck of the woods, Rich.
Well, right now you see on the right of your screen the Fighting Clan making their way to the field. 4 buses of students have just arrived, the marching band on the way in, and we're ready for a great night of football. As Coach mentioned, 2 undefeated teams. The Fighting Clan coming in at 7-0, the first time since 2003. Vineland ranked 26th in the state versus St. Augustine Prep, ranked 123rd in the whole nation and 5th in the state. So Vineland has their hands full. This is going to be their biggest challenge, but I also think for St. Augustine, this is going to be their biggest challenge to date too, Coach.
Yeah, they both teams have been schedule lucky, is the best way I can put it. They've played the teams early in the schedule that they had to win, and they won. No question about it, they won. Now the schedule gets tough for both of them. You've got Vineland playing the Prep tonight. You will find out this weekend who they play in the playoffs. And St. Augustine always gets a tough draw when the North Jersey non-public schools.
Well, being non-public, you're competing with other schools that can recruit, and that makes it very difficult for them. But let's talk about this. You come into tonight and you think we could have a shootout here with Vineland, start with St. Augustine coming in averaging 44.5 points a game. That's the top in Old Cape, and followed by Vineland at 41.7. So you're like, hey, we've got 2 high-powered offenses ready to go tonight. But then if we take a look a little further down to fewest points allowed per game, they flip-flop in that as Vineland is first with 8.8 points allowed per game, and St. Augustine second with 11. So we have 2 very good defenses, 2 very good offenses. And as I tried to break this down this week, certain things lean one way or the other, but one thing we can't overlook is Vineland has had this dream season with the last 6 games being up by 35 points on everybody. This is a St. Augustine Prep team that the last 2 years, the Vineland Prep games, when we add those scores up, it's 98 points scored for the Prep in the last 2 years versus Vineland, and 0 points scored for Vineland. So as well as this season's going, this is the challenge as we look at that packed house across the way. And you got to even go a little more to the left away from the band, and you'll see we're about 3 deep down the rail. Nice crowd here on the Prep side, too. We've got a lot to talk about, and hopefully we have one heck of an exciting game. But as the captains hit the field, let's thank our sponsors, and then we'll get right into this. Let's start with the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, 4049 Italia Avenue in Vineland, 856-691-5558. Beretta Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, 1784 Pine Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-1950. Newfield Bank, 11 locations in Cumberland and Gloucester County, 800-690-3440. Richland Carpet and Flooring, 1309 Harding Highway, Richland, 856-697-3041. Larry's 2 Restaurant, 907 North Main Road, Vineland, 856-692-9001. Ducharme's at 925 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-690-1500. Patino's ShopRite at 1255 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-9395. Bachma Landscaping, 822 North Brewster Road, Vineland, 856-691-1559. Sir Speedy at 22 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-0741. And Dr. Joseph Bernardini at Reconstructive Orthopedics, 994 West Sherman Avenue, Vineland, 856-696-0900. Coach.
Prep won the toss, Rich. Now we'll see what happens.
Well, one of the...
I think they took the ball, Rich. Yeah.
Well, I will say in watching pretty much all the Prep games this year, and of course seeing all the Vineland games, we're going to talk about that lean to Vineland. And I think the one place the lean to Vineland is going to go is defensively. Vineland swarms a lot more to the football. They're a lot more aggressive, and they certainly hit tremendously hard. Now, for St. Augustine, they've not been asked to do a lot as they've been pounding people like Vineland has. But in this step up, the physicality of Vineland needs to be there early. They need to be physical, they need to gang tackle, and they need to set a pace and a tone that hasn't been seen this year. We're going to quiet down here as we step aside for our national anthem.
And at this most important time in our country, as we prepare to choose our next president, we ask you to bless all of us. May that next leader guide us, be aware of those who live on the margins, especially those who serve in dangerous spots in our world. We ask you too tonight to bless these young men. Give them a desire to excel, play fairly, and to represent the respective schools well. We ask this as we ask Augustine, to a loving God, lives and reigns forever and ever.
We ask that you remain standing and remove your cap as we honor the United States of America and those who defend our freedom at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem by the St. Augustine Prep Pep Band under the direction of Mrs. Mary Lou Noonan. Conducting the band tonight is Senior Declan Barrett.
Well, I'll tell you, the atmosphere is outstanding here tonight, coaches. We joined you right as Vineland was entering the field. It's almost like you're sitting at the link as the team enters and the place goes a little nuts on one side, a little quiet on the other. But we are set for some football. Two undefeated teams set to collide. And let's start with that quarterback position for Vineland. It's Isaiah Pacheco. Quarterback percentage ranked number 1. He's 17 for 30, 384 yards with 6 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. Number 2 is Zamat. He's 48 for 67, throws the ball a little more, high completion percentage of 72% for 813 yards with 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Big receiver for St. Augustine Prep is Millville Zeke Ennis, who has 18 catches. Or that's 18 carries there. I got to get his catches for you in a little bit. Receiving, here we go. Ennis, 20 receptions for 371 yards. Vineland counters with Naheem Anderson, 13 catches, but for 357 yards. Naheem Anderson averaging over 27 yards of completion. Rushing the ball, it's number 1 all around. Dobbins from St. Augustine, 128 carries for 1,084 yards, 14 touchdowns. He's averaging 8.5 yards a touch. Seymour not as busy with only 74 carries, but his average is 8.1 yards. And when I mention these stats, St. Augustine, of course, has the extra game. We are ready to get underway with Robert Kling kicking it off. Back deep is Ennis for St. Augustine, and we are about to get underway. Kling's kick takes to the sideline and out of bounds at the 3. Not able to handle that kick. And starting with some poor field position will be the Hermits. Not able to come down with that was Shamir Collins.
Yeah, that was kind of a mistake, Rich. Let the ball go out of bounds.
Yeah, it certainly was heading right that way and probably would have made it in the air as Kling tries to pin him back deep in the corner. And it works out well, so we're just underway here. Now this is going to be that first test. St. Augustine Prep offense, very efficient, led by Zamont and Dobbins. There's a counter up the middle. Dobbins looking for somewhere to go, and he's going to be brought down. Nice play on the inside by that defensive line.
51, Rich. Yes.
Cosby comes in and makes the stop. But also a nice job up front by
Rich,
that defensive
pushing
line.
me right out of the booth. I like that.
See how I'm all taped down, and you're like just jumping on top of me. So gain of about 3, make it 2nd and 7. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Josh Samant takes it, gives again over the left side, trying to get to the outside, hit and swarmed over and wrestled down to the ground by a host of Vineland defenders. As that defense is fired up, that's going to go for maybe a loss of about a yard.
Rich, it's tendency right there. They'll split a lot of people on one side and run the weak side. I saw
a lot of times with their
lot
trips, they go 3 on the one side and come under. So passing down now for Zamont. Vineland's going to have to key Ennis. They've done a great job on these first 2 downs, and a 3 and out will be big. We do have a pretty strong breeze blowing into the face of the Hermits now.
We need help with the safeties on this, Rich.
So 3rd and 8, Cash Phillips locked up man on the bottom. They go to run again. Zip to the inside, breaking a tackle. Dobbins trying to get to the first down, and he looks like he has it by a yard. Awesome run by Dobbins to pick up the first down.
Yeah, they took care of they really cracked back on our right side and sprung them out.
Yeah, they crack back an awful lot. When we call it a crack back, we used to come in and really wallop somebody. They really do it the right way. They just set a little pick there on that edge.
Yeah.
So 3rd down converted for the Hermits. They get the ball out to the 22. This one's going to be a pass. Short little pass. It's caught and pushed out of bounds by Phillips. The reception by Ennis. It's going to be a gain of about 5. Phillips started his career here at St. Augustine Prep as a freshman, had an outstanding rushing year that season. So 2nd and 5. Zamont surveys the field. And they're going to come short side, and there's a big hit and dropped. Anthony Reyes.
Boy, I love that kid.
The defensive tackle makes a big stop for loss, and it's going to set up a 3rd and about 12, or make it 11 for the Hermits.
He's got such a nose for the ball, Rich. He really avoids the block and has a great nose for the ball.
So the tackle for loss, we've been seeing Anderson do that a lot, and this time it's Reyes. For Vineland, one number change. 38 is going to be Banks, usually number 40. He's that outside linebacker on the left. 3rd down. Ennis goes in motion for the Hermits. Here comes Anderson up to the line. He's chopped at the line.
He's got
They're
a man
looking
wide
deep. It
open.
looks like it's going to be intercepted.
Pacheco.
To the 40, to the 30. He's looking for a block. He doesn't get an outstanding tackle, but not before Pacheco brings it back into the red zone, out of bounds at about the 15. That ball hung up in the air as the wind hit it, and Pacheco in great position as we see that sideline. That whole field is ringed. There's fans, especially in the west end zone. It's about 3 deep, and nice start for Vineland as they're in scoring distance here.
On the 13, Rich.
9:25 in the first. Vineland looking to get on the scoreboard first. The defense did hold St. Augustine to 2 third downs. The first one, Dobbins able to pick it up. The second, that interception that just happened. Vineland with some momentum. See if they give it to the big man Seymour here. Pacheco at quarterback, Seymour alongside. There's the gift to Seymour. He picks his way through the middle and falls forward for a gain of about 5 or 6. Up front for Vineland at center, Bachma. Your guards are Ardahan and Hales. Tackles Timmy Jones and Noah Sanzalone. Tight end Naheem Anderson. Receiver Vasilios. Datrell Williams, who had that touchdown reception last week out wide to the bottom of the field. So a gain of 6.
Nah.
Goes again, keeping it himself. Pacheco picks his way through, but a flag hits the field right about the 6-yard line. They're pointing at St. Augustine, but that's usually where you get a holding on the offense. Let's see. And it is a foul on Vineland. Chop block, which is a big penalty to face, and that's the way St. Augustine has been handling the blitz earlier in the drive by Naheem Anderson, just chopping him down at the line. But when you're engaged, you can't come in and hit low, so Vineland back to the 20. But it's second now.
Boy, that hurts, Rich. That really hurts.
So 2nd and 18. Play signaled in to see if Vineland tries to go on that left side of the offensive line with Seymour. But Pacheco to throw. He steps up in the middle and he's wrestled down. Good containment by the prep defense. So it's going to be 3rd and 18.
That was a called play, Rich. That was a dead quarterback draw. And they had him boxed in pretty good. Boy, that penalty hurt.
Dean Kalanic, their main guy involved in tackles on the middle, number 42. And just like we have Cosby, they have Kalanic. They almost mirror each other. So 3rd and long now. Phillips in tight. It's a fake to Phillips. It's a give to Phillips. And he's swarmed over and dropped down back at the 27. So Vineland probably will go for it here as it may be a little far for a field goal. So the ball's at the 27. Be a 43-yard attempt. Vineland's just going to go for it here. That penalty really pushed them back out of field goal range. So on that interception by Pacheco, just needing one block, but able to make the stop was Andrew Wright for the prep that kept the 6 points off the board. So 4th down here for the Fighting Clan. Fake to Phillips. Pacheco has time. Floats it deep to Anderson, and it's going to fall incomplete. So the Hermit defense holds up, and they're going to get the ball back right about where they left off. So that first turnover by the Hermits, who don't turn it over very often, counts for no points on that chop block. Really killed the drive as Naheem just not able to catch up to that one.
You can't do that. In a game of this magnitude, every mistake is multiplied tenfold. And that chop block knocked them right out of everything.
We look at kicking points. Tied for first are Kling and Fondacaro. Fondacaro from St. Augustine, Kling from Vineland. Great job again up front by that defense. Banks jumps in on along with Naheem Anderson, but it's the guys up front really clogging the holes. And coming into this, we have a long way to go. But when I looked for advantages, Coach and I were quite opposite on what we thought about up front on the offensive lines. And the Hermit offensive line gets off the ball super fast. They're very aggressive. But I don't know if they're going to get the push they want. So now to throw. It's a hitch and go.
Oh, he's going.
Phillips falls down. The ball's underthrown. Ennis gets it. And he walks out of bounds in Vineland territory at the 40-yard line.
They set that up, Rich, with that little hitch pass they threw the first time.
This time, exactly, Coach. This time Phillips tries to jump it, loses his footing. And Ennis does an awesome job just waiting on it, making the reception, and getting this prep offense on the move. The give in the middle. Nothing there is swallowed up and brought down immediately. Ziegler it's going to be tough to move him. What St. Augustine likes to do is have play side guard come down and hit the nose guard and seal him, and have the center and guard pull and lead for Dobbins. But you're not going to get that push on our big guy in the middle. It's going to be tough with Ziegler, 6'2", 350 in the middle, and he's agile, and he's just controlling that middle. So gain of 1, 2nd and 9. This time Ennis over to the right. And it's deflected, and it's blown dead. It was a forward pass, so it just falls incomplete as Naheem Anderson gets his hands on it.
Nice play. Very nice play. Anderson came in with a direct shot at the quarterback. He had his hands up. That's an excellent play.
So another 3rd down for the Hermits. They're 1 for 2 on 3rd down so far. This will be a big place for Vineland to make a stand. Then all they would have lost is field position.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 9. No, running to the strong side with it. There's an opening. Dobbins picks his way through, and he's going to have a 1st down. Explosive run for Dobbins.
Rich, that's twice on 3rd down that they took. What they're doing, Rich, is they're loading up away from the run, which gives them an extra blocker coming to the run, and they've exploited that 2 times in a row now.
So Hermits quickly back up on the ball. Give to Dobbins again. He gets to the outside, and he's hit and dropped out of bounds. But another nice gain. He's going to have another 1st down.
Rich, one thing I watch film after film. Once
There's a flag on the field there, Coach. And it's holding on the offense.
Once they're successful with a play, they're not afraid to run it 4 or 5 times in a row. And that's 2 out of the 3 3rd downs they ran it, and they ran it again.
So it's going to make it 1st and 5, as that hold was downfield about 15 yards.
1st and about 8, Rich.
You got it, Coach. Reyes not able to make the stop. But
That's
there's
okay.
Ivan Hales comes
That's
through
okay.
and makes the play, along with Ziegler on the inside.
They moved him outside, Rich, to stop that. And that was a good defensive maneuver, him getting outside. He forced that run. That's 3 in a row they ran the same play.
So 4:30 to go in the 1st quarter. The Hermits are on the move now at the 25 of Vineland.
This drive started on their own 27, Rich. It's a pretty good drive.
See if they send their wing back in motion here. Looking for somewhere to go. Floats it, completes it to Ennis, who breaks a tackle, and he gets in the end zone for the score for the Hermits as they get on the board first. Zamont to Zeke Ennis for the score. Good pressure. Zamont buys time, steps up in the pocket, and then floats it over the defender's head. Fondacaro on the kick to convert the point. And it's blocked. And in high school, it's dead once that happens. The defense can't score. So the kick is blocked. Phillips makes the block on that kick.
It's a shame, Rich. They had pretty good pressure on Zamont. They couldn't finish it.
Well, that's
they had him boxed in pretty good, and he took a step to the outside.
Yeah, I mean, he was very calm in the pocket. As you mentioned, he steps to the outside and extends the play, but first he steps up to give himself more time. Very poised quarterback. So Vineland now will get the ball down 6-0. Let's hope that extra point comes in handy for the Fighting Clan.
Oh, Rich, this will be the second time we had our hands on the ball. Let's see if we can.
Wow, and so close on that first drive down to around the 5. Now Fondacaro has a very, very strong leg. The wind is now blowing towards the bottom of the screen. He often gets a lot of touchbacks, but this one's going to be returned. Here comes Pacheco to the 20. He steps on the gas. He gets to the outside. He's got Fondacaro to beat. And a nice tackle. Excuse me, that wasn't Fondacaro. That was Shamir Collins. But a great return by Pacheco out to the 45. So 1st and 10 Clan almost at midfield at the 45. First drive started out with a couple of handoffs to Seymour that were productive and then went backwards on the clip. And here he goes again through the middle. On his feet like a tank, up forward, gain of about 5. On that play, Vineland doing what they need to do on the outside there as Datrell Williams is all over Ennis, blocking him, staying on him, hitting him, and that's what Vineland needs to do. Bring the physicality to this game. They're handling the inside runs defensively, but the off tackle's been giving them a little bit of problem. Now the offense looks to get on track. So 2nd and 5, right at the midfield stripe. Oh, Phillips almost loses the handle. Turns forward, picks up about 2.
Yeah, that was that play looked like it was called 8 different ways, Rich. Nobody really knew which way they were going.
Well, I kind of liked Vineland's offensive line in this matchup with the defensive front of the Hermits. The Hermits did go a little bigger as 75. Paul Midori's in there. They also rotate some smaller guys up on that line. So 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. It's fake to Seymour. Pacheco has it, comes forward. It looks like he has the first down.
Yeah, he's got it, Rich.
So far today, it's been the power
Are
run.
you kidding me?
Well, if the ball is on the line, why are we waving our hands? Let's go, first down, and sure enough it is.
The ref came in and gave his fist.
We also lost a half a yard as
Yeah.
we were about at the 34 and a half. Now we're back at the 45.
Rich, don't let me say anything about this crew, please. Make me behave tonight.
1st and 10 Clan in Hermit territory for the 2nd time today. There's Seymour over the left side. He just keeps turning. Ardahan with the shoulder in the back. It's going to be a nice gain of about 4. So 2nd and 7. Low snap. Pacheco takes it himself. He gets to the outside, makes a nice move on the inside, down to the 30. It's going to be another Fighting Clan first down.
Good job.
Pacheco really at top form tonight. It was Ardahan leading the way through there.
Boy, he did a nice job. Pacheco did a great job picking the ball up. That ball was on the ground.
So Vineland trying to answer that prep score.
They're coming with a blitz, Rich. Double blitz. See the outside?
Right at the
They showed
both sides.
They showed that.
Just get rid of it. And he does. Oh! And it's dropped. Nice pass. Would have been a little short of the first down, but not able to hold on to it as Phillips. And that's the good thing when there is a blitz. Once that quarterback gets rid of it, you got to like your numbers and your odds on the other side.
Well, that was a hot route. He just came right over the center.
And St. Augustine was attacking both ends of the line.
They don't kind of hide their blitz. See him coming again? They bring him from the outside. They're going to take away our outside rush.
And that time, the Hermits do a decent job on the inside gain of about 2 for Seymour as he's wrestled down by a host of tacklers led by Kalanic along with Bonzak.
It's 2 bad breaks in the first quarter, Rich, we've had. The chop block and the drop pass. They kind of put a stall.
And the slip on the double move by Ennis, and that does it for the first quarter. Hermits up 6-0. Vineland on the move, but with a big third down. Big 3rd and 9 coming up. As we take a look at the PowerPoints in Group 5, Vineland right now in 4th. It's Toms River North first with 147 points, and these points are their power points. Rancocas Valley second with 120. Howell third with 104. Vineland fourth with 96. Southern fifth with 89. And Millville, cannot forget about Millville. Their only loss were to the Hermits here, and Millville is coming off back-to-back shutouts and putting up big numbers on the board. They have 87. They're currently in 6th. Cherokee with 83 and 7th. Trenton with 70 and 8th. And then AC 5 points down in 9th, and Township in 10th. They're 9 points out. It's a chance tonight, if Vineland doesn't come back and get a win here, that Millville can jump them. So we'll have to see what happens here.
Rich, this drive started on our own 45, and we're down with a 3rd and 9 on the 30. And that drop pass again, that would have put us real close to a first down.
Yeah, especially if you come down and you fall forward, you got it. If you get tackled in your tracks, you're about a yard short. So play signaled in. We're ready to go. Big 3rd down for the Fighting Plan. Seymour alongside Pacheco. It's the fake to Seymour. Pacheco nowhere to go in the middle. Tries to bounce to the outside, and he's dropped down. The down marker already turned to 4th, but it is 4th now.
Big play here, Rich.
So the second time, Vineland too close to punt, too far to kick a field goal. So it's going to be 4th and 10.
Rich, they're set to come with that outside blitz. See them? Oh, he dropped off.
It's Banks at the bottom of the screen. Pacheco to throw. Fires it in the middle. It's going to be intercepted. Seymour trying to escort him out of bounds, and Ennis with the interception returns it to the 44-yard line for the Hermits. That pattern just went a little too deep. It extended to where the defenders, both the over and under coverage, were involved. So the Vineland defense looking to make a stop here.
It's the 3rd time Augie's had the ball, Rich, and they had the one good drive which started on their own 27.
Then the interception by Pacheco on the first one. Now to the bottom. Reyes almost makes the play. Pacheco does, but not after a big gain for Dobbins. A gain of about 6. Reyes, 54, just missing on that one as he extends.
See, they're playing off of him, Rich. If he steps outside, they're kicking him out. If he goes inside, they're running outside of him. So they really, it's up to the linebacker behind him to help him. See him come to the outside?
Nothing there, and a great job defensively for the Fighting Clan by Datrell Williams.
Yes, he did.
He popped in and then came back out, and he was right there to make a big stop on second, setting up third down now. Going to be third and a long 3.
If they run true to form, Rich, they're going to run off the tackle. They've done it 4 times now on third down.
They've tried to go up the middle about 5 times and not been very successful, but they found that little seam off tackle, as Coach is mentioning. Kalanic in motion. There's a false start by the center. It's a bad snap, and finally that gets called. That's going to be a loss of 5.
Penalty flag on the play.
Making it 3rd and 8, pushing the Hermits back on their own side of the field. A little nervous that wasn't going to get called, Coach.
No, they saw it. I told you, don't let me say anything bad.
So Vineland holds the Hermits to another 3rd down, but they've been pretty efficient, especially passing to Ennis on that 3rd down.
We need a safety. We need a safety over on this side, Rich.
Vineland now says Pacheco will cover Ennis. There's a counter up the middle. Pacheco does an outstanding job as he's the lone guy out there, and he uses his blocker to make the stop. And it's going to be probably enough for a 1st down. I think we need to give an official shirt to the down marker guy as he changes that early, moves before he's supposed to. It's been frustrating trying to look over and know what's going on. He moves on penalties and everything else. No free hot dogs for him tonight. 1st and 10 Hermits. Nothing there for Zaman as he's wrestled down by Ivan Hales. Looks like somebody wants to get in forward progress.
Holy
right about
mackerel.
back to the line.
He got tackled 2 yards behind the ball.
Well, that time they listened to the far official. Before we lost a yard, they didn't want to listen to him then. This time they do. 2nd and 10. Yeah, Hales was 3 yards deep in the backfield when he made contact. Now running to the bottom is Zaman. He puts on a burst of speed and gets out of bounds. Looks like he has going to be about a yard short of the 1st down.
That's something I did not see in the film, Rich. A lot of him running the ball. He has really taken another step tonight with his running.
Well, Pacheco has 51 carries coming into tonight. Zamont with 47, but with the extra game. So 3rd and 2. And just enough for the 1st down. Keeping the drive alive is Kyle Dobbins. Datrell Williams all over the field for the Fighting Clan. He's having a fine game defensively and offensively.
It's a pretty good drive. They've eaten up a lot of clock, Rich. They've had the ball just almost this whole quarter except for 30 seconds that we ran in the beginning of it.
Dobbins tries to get to the outside. He's brought down by Banks and Naheem Anderson, but he gets a nice gain on 1st.
Rich, they got us outnumbered on the corners. If you look, they're attacking the corner of our defense because our linebacker is 2 and 3 yards off the ball, and they're getting to him.
And that's that soft edge that we have, which really helps contain things on the inside. But when you attack that corner, as Coach is mentioning,
look,
it's giving you 3 yards.
Look how deep we are.
Yeah. Nice job by Bachman pushing the pile back, but no support. yards. Another first down for the Hermits. Bachman checked in to that defensive line, did a nice job on that play, but just support not quick enough. Blakely comes up and makes the stop from the safety spot.
They'll run it again, Rich.
I'll tell you what, that's about 6 in a row running to the wingback side.
They're going to run it again. There it comes.
Nothing there this time.
Looked like Bachman got in there that time.
And Anderson also. Bachman and Anderson combined. Well, that's nice to see for the future. Seeing Bachman get some reps in there, and he looks pretty good defensively. So that's a tackle for loss. Anderson had a host of those last week.
Get a little testy out there, Rich. The referees are stepping in, telling them to knock it off. I like that a little bit.
Looks like Vineland's going to call
That's our
timeout
first timeout.
as Coach Cliff Smith comes out to talk to his defense. Try to inspire them on this 2nd and 11.
Been a quick half, Rich. Really quick half.
As I mentioned already, defensively, it's Cosby and Kalanic leading the way for both teams. Dobbins, 50% of the rushing yards all season long for the Hermits. Seymour with 67%. See Coach Cliff Smith trying to inspire there. And no doubt addressing that edge that they're gaining some leverage on. It's certainly a different game than last year, Coach.
Sure is.
Vining almost returns an interception early, which would have gone a long way.
Oh, boy. And a good kickoff return. And a drop pass. And a chop block. Corner's on the left, Rich.
So Zamont sends Ennis in motion. He clears. And they give to the bottom. There's a big edge there. The little misdirection is going to pick up about 6 on the play.
Yeah, he's still short. He's pretty short. Short by about 5.
Richard Lane makes the stop
Maybe
on that
6.
one. So
Big-
another third
big
down.
play here.
Another third down for the Hermits. Now, as much as they've run to that wing back side, or when they put him in motion to that side, right about now it's time for their counter. The only risky thing is that counter happens about 6 yards deep. See where Anderson decides to go. He goes to the bottom of the screen. And they're going to run to the bottom of the screen. And really good job coming off a block is Anderson. Anderson and Reyes combined for the stop. Both of them getting off blocks and making a play. It's 4th down now.
And
Let's
a
see if
long
the Hermits
5, Rich. This is a long 5.
see if the Hermits
They're going to.
see if they look for field goal with Fonda Carroll. He can make it from there as the ball is
Nah, they're
officially
gonna
at the 15, we call it, because it's not touching the 14.
I would watch Ennis on the pass. He's not even in there, is it? Yeah, he's
in
wide.
the slot,
We have no one on him. We have no
Banks.
one on him.
trying to get somebody over.
There it is.
Zamont tries to roll to the bottom of the screen. He cuts to the inside,
He made it.
and he picks up the first down. Great run by Zamont.
Now it'll come off the wing.
Coach mentioned a long drive. We have just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. And as you mentioned, we had 20 seconds of possession time. It's a give to Dobbins. He's hit and dropped.
Nice job.
That Cosby coming up and making the stop. and Ziegler. It was Cosby coming up and stopping him dead in his tracks. So 2nd and goal. See if Vineland looks to put a little run blitz on here. And maybe the Hermits will just try to pound through the middle here at 2nd and goal, and
Well,
they've
been
not attacked there.
Awful successful running the ends.
But you're getting close that you may want to
Double wide
keep
out
them
here.
honest.
They're going to.
Zamont's going to keep it himself. Oh. And a touchdown as he extends into the end zone. Play misread by the outside linebacker for Vineland.
Five-yard run here.
Vineland in the right position, just the defensive player didn't come outside. Lost Zamont in the pile. So the Hermits get another one. See if they decide to go for 2 here to make it 14-0. And they are. So again, 3 receivers, no back in the backfield. It's a penalty. Offsides Vineland.
Oh, jeez.
So from the 2.5. See if the Hermits change their formation and gives them on a back. They don't. He's going to take it himself through the middle, dives in the end zone, converts the point. 14-0 Hermits, 3:17 to go in the first half. So Vineland offense going to get the ball for the 4th time, coach, or the 3rd? 4th time? What do you need, coach? Can't do that.
Rich, this will be our 3rd time. We've only had the ball twice. This half has flew by.
Yeah, and a great drive by the Hermits.
Yeah.
As they get 5 or 6 a pop and the tricky laid up the field. Just Vineland's got to do a little better job on 3rd down, and I'm sure at halftime they'll address the problem on the edge. I basically think those outside backers need to step up, almost like you would want your defensive end, and then squeeze down, not squeeze in and try to run back out.
They got us outmanned on that corner. And Rich, when they put the wing over there, then they really got an extra man. And they, you know, you can't have an extra man blocking you. You've got to match up. Somehow the defense, you know, and I remember Bill Kuchar saying, you got to have 5 guys on each side.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy you can put him someplace, but you gotta balance it out.
So the Hermits decide they're not going to kick it deep, and just falling on it at the 30 is Vineland. That's a smart move because the biggest plays have been Pacheco in space and Fondacaro, who could boot it into the end zone most often. They do the right thing, get Vineland the ball at the 30.
My God, Rich, I don't have much to say about this half. This is only our 3rd time with the ball. We started pretty good. St. Augustine 13 and our own 45. We've gotten down there, but we can't put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, both times Vineland had the ball too deep to punt, too far to kick a field goal, so they're knocking on the door. Definitely need to get something going here. Pacheco keeps it himself, and there's nothing there for him.
Rich, this is a very smart defense by St. Augustine. I don't believe I'm saying that. But they've taken away our outside. Look at the outside linebackers where they're playing. They're playing 3 and 4 yards out wide, and they're daring us to run the wide stuff, and we can't. And they've got us outmanned on C44. He's on the tight end, and 3. Look how wide he is, Rich. See how wide they are?
Mm-hmm. Pacheco to throw. He floats it deep for Anderson. Oh! Anderson extends and gets a finger on it, but not able to tip it back to himself.
It's a pretty nice pass from Pacheco. He had him on a dead run.
And protection was good for
Yes,
Vineland.
it was. He had him on the dead run.
So is that what you got to attack, the seams on this through the air, the way they're controlling the outside?
Rich, it was up to, if I was calling the plays right now, I'd be pounding the ball. We have them outnumbered in the middle. But, by the way, their 2 inside linebackers are very good. But they've got that wing covered.
So while we have this timeout, I'll get back to that, Coach. Let's thank our sponsors as we get ready to head into the half. The Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, 4049 Italia Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-5558. Beretta Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, 1784 Pine Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-1950. Newfield Bank, 11 locations in Cumberland and Gloucester County, 800-690-3440. Richland Carpet and Flooring, 1309 Harding Highway, Richland, 856-697-3041. Larry's 2 Restaurant, 907 North Main Road, Vineland, 856-692-9001. Ducharme's at 925 East Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-690-1500. Patino's ShopRite, 1255 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-9395. Bachman Landscaping, 822 North Brewster Road, Vineland, 856-691-1559. Sir Speedy at 22 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-0741. And Dr. Joseph Bernardini at Reconstructive Orthopedics, 994 West Sherman Avenue, Vineland, 856-696-0900. Big third down for the Clan. Pacheco has the snap. He tries to scoot through the middle, and he's hit and dropped for a loss of about 7. Now St. Augustine will take a timeout as they look to get some more points, as Pacheco will be punting for the Clan. Well, Coach, coming into this, if you said Vineland's only going to punt once in the first half, kind of think that'd be a good thing.
Okay, let's talk about our offense. We're doing things that we have not done all year. They've taken away Pacheco, which is an excellent. They've kept him in the pocket. They've taken away Phillips by putting the wings out wide. So it leaves one person that could really do damage, and that's Seymour. And I don't know how many carries Seymour has, but I don't think he's got many. He's got 4 carries, Rich.
Yeah, and he was successful in the first 2, were pretty good carries.
Yeah. You have to take what the defense is going to give you. They're not going to give us the wide stuff.
And it's been weird. Seymour's not been back there on the last drive. So maybe he's a little banged up. We'll try to get a halftime report on that. High snap. Pacheco makes a great catch and gets away a nice high kick. It's going to come down and hit at the 50. And right there to make the tackle as a flag hits the field is Vasilios, Andrew Rapopoulos, but a flag on the field. What an outstanding job by Pacheco on that high snap.
Yes, he did. Boy, that was an athletic move to save that snap. I watched pregame, Rich. I always like to go see the kickers. And our snapper, 4 out of 5 snaps went over the punter's head. That scared me.
Personal foul on Vineland, Coach. Oh, and on St. Augustine, so they'll offset. Still St. Augustine in great position at the 47 of Vineland with 2:12 to go. Coach, I've been sending people all year long to 925 East Landis Avenue, which is a pile of rubble where the former Ducharme's was at. I saw Kerry before the game out there today, one of Vineland's best quarterbacks. He was a part of that 86 team, or second to last playoff team. But now at 9 North Main Road in Vineland, the former Fromia Party and West Coast Video building, right off the corner of Main and Landis.
38.
So 1st and 10, Vineland can't give anything up here. Their backs are playing back a little bit, playing a little soft. Let's see what happens. Pump fake, pressure,
See, we can't
outrunning
get to him.
Anderson. And down with the first down. What a run by Zamont as he gets around Anderson to the outside. And big yards on that play.
He has killed us with his feet. Just as Pacheco has killed the opposition all year with his feet, Zamont has destroyed us.
Here's Zamont averaging coming into the game 10 yards a carry with just under 500 yards rushing this
He's gonna
season.
carry
He's
by-
going to go again. Datrell Williams tries to make a stop. Can't. Twisting, turning, diving down at the 20-yard line with 1:32 to go. I'll tell you what, when Zamont runs, he looks fantastic. But when he comes over to the sideline to get to play, he's limpy, he's gimping about. We got a nice shot of him there. But once that ball's in his hand on a live play, boy, what a great runner he's been tonight for the Hermits. Hermits in no hurry to get this off, trying to not give Vineland the ball back at all, but with any time as the clock continues to run at 1:15, 1:14. And back to the line goes Zamont and the Hermits. Zamont throws a quick swing pass out. And Dobbins steps out of bounds after a gain of about 6 or 7. 1:03 to go. Clock is stopped till the snap now. Not the half Vineland wanted, but you know, they've gotten striking distance inside the 10, inside the 30, just not able to cap off plays. Pacheco's interception, one guy to beat to get in the end zone for an early score, so they've had some chances, a little regrouping at halftime. But the Hermits have executed perfectly, especially on offense, taking what's there, matriculating down the field. Very efficient offense. So 2nd and 5. This time Zamont's going to try to keep it himself. Gets to the outside, makes a nifty move before he's hit and dropped on the play. But positive yards there as Pacheco comes up and makes the stop. With 54 seconds left, St. Augustine Prep takes another timeout. They'll have one left now.
1st and goal, Rich, inside the 10. To me, that used to be the worst spot in the field.
It's almost like a punishment.
You can't get it first. You can't get it. You got to score. Well, Vineland has weathered the storm a little bit. This is only the 4th time the Prep has had the ball. They've scored twice. If they could stop them now without a score, they will have done a pretty good half. But, they got to get their offense together.
Let's see if Vineland can get something going. We'll see a lot of that massive packed crowd across the way get a little more involved and inspire them through. One advantage I thought the Clan may have is their strength and size could wear down their opponents, but it's got to start with some momentum.
Well, you can't wear somebody down if you can't catch them.
Well, you're still banging up front,
Yeah,
Coach.
but
You
they
know,
haven't
you're
caught-
still
they
hitting all the
haven't-
time.
Zamont's going to run again.
Again to Dobbins on the outside, picks up a great block, and he's down close to the end zone. He's going to be about at the 3-yard line, out of bounds with 43 seconds.
He's got a ways to go yet.
One thing that I'm seeing from the Hermit offense is they're not just on the swing passes, even the run. The field is spread out, and they really use their blocking well, dipping ahead on the inside, setting up the blocks that they need.
You'll owe me an apology before the night's over.
We'll see, Coach. Well, they can't run the ball in between the tackles, and that's where the defensive line is. As for getting to the edge, you're talking about wing backs and receivers, so that's not the offensive line. Zamont to take it himself. He's hit and dropped short. Thought that ball may have wanted to come out the way he was brought down. 34 seconds and running. It's now 3rd and goal. Why is the clock stopped?
Because, oh, that's terrible. He stopped the clock because the kid's mouthpiece was out. That's terrible.
Used to be a penalty when I played coach. And to the outside for the score. The Hermits cash in with 16 seconds to go. So the Hermits do a lot with a short amount of time. So Phillips tries to time the snap, and he's across for the penalty. They'll move the ball up a little bit or just refuse to and just stay where they're at and kick it. And it is declined. They're set to kick. The Hermits decline that penalty. And boom, through, but wide. No good by Fondacaro, and that doesn't happen very often. So we should see a squib kick here by Fondacaro. 1 snap for the Fighting Clan, and then halftime and time to regroup. That defense for Vineland first half has been good enough to force a 3rd down, but not quite good enough to stop that 3rd down.
They've been on the field a long time, Rich.
That's a great point, Coach.
A long time. That quarter, they were probably on the field 85% of the time. And you know what? After a while, you don't get tired, but you bend a little, you break a little, you miss a tackle here and there, and they get a first.
See, one thing I'm noticing on the defense is they're catching some blocks, trying to decide where the guy's going instead of pressing in, grabbing the defender if you need to, and holding your ground and setting a line up instead of dipping in and dancing out. It's almost like they think their running back's trying to get around somebody. Sometimes it's okay to be engaged.
I don't think they're going to kick, Rich.
Well, everything's going right for the Hermits after that interception. And a squib kick.
Pick it up.
So 14 seconds. Vineland offense will have 1 or 2 plays here.
Let's hope they don't get greedy and throw an interception or something.
Well, if they do, let's hope it's down the field. And if you're going to take a shot, try to hit Anderson in a seam. Anderson been a very productive receiver for the Clan with over 27 yards a catch, but a lot of that happens after contact as he's a house to bring down.
The young man out here wide, is that number 38?
That's Banks. He's in wearing 38 today instead of 40. But that's actually Williams, 27 down here. Banks in the slot right above him. Pacheco to throw. Pump fakes. Takes it himself. He's going to be tackled with 7 seconds left. See if Vineland's content to go into the half. They're going to call one more timeout. So this should be the last play of the half, barring an injury or barring a penalty. Well, that rest at halftime may be what the defense needs. A little different scheming coming into this, but the offense not only has to get on track, they have to get the football a little bit too, and that's where that defense can really come in handy. As we'll, of course, count this as a possession, but you got the ball back with 16 seconds left, not a real whole possession.
It's the 4th time they've handled the ball. They're pretty deep. They're in a prevent. It's not even a Hail Mary. You'd have to. Oh, no.
And it's tipped and falls incomplete. That's going to do it for the half with the Hermits up 20-0. Coach, what happened there?
All right, Rich. Interesting first half in that it was very quick, well played by one side of the ball, the offense of the Prep. Each team had the ball 4 times. The Prep got the ball on the first drive. We stopped them with an interception, which was pretty good. We ran it back to the 13. But we went backwards. We got stopped on 4th down on the 22nd. The Prep got the ball back, and they started on their own 27 and had a heck of a drive. You know, that's a 73-yard drive. They had a 25-yard pass from Zamont to Ennis, and they went up 6-0. We got the ball back again on a good run back by Pacheco to the 45-yard line, and we fizzled out there. St. Augustine started on their 45 and a 5-yard run from Zamont at 3:17. They went up 12-0. Zamont got 2 points to make it 14. We then got the ball back again, started on our 30, and didn't go anywhere. The Prep got it at the Violent 47 with, I think it was 2:12 to go, Rich. Great drive with 2:12 to go. A 3-yard run by Zamont made it 20-0. The kick was no good. And we had a couple plays the end of half. So, Rich, at the end of the half, the score's 20-0, the Prep.
And we'll be ready to go with the second half. The Vineland Marching Clan Band getting ready to take the field. And thanks once again to our crew, Mark McGill, Kyla Spryer, crew chiefs Brian Anthony, Doug Diola, and Ryan Steinbraun, and executive producer of VPS TV is Gia Masori, the school district's public information officer.
This is John Parentazzi. For my partner, Rich Scarpa, and myself, we'll see you at the beginning of the second half.
We clear?
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment this evening, presenting the Vineland High School Marching Clan in their 86th year, currently under the direction of Mr. Phil McDevitt, presenting their field show for this year entitled Picture This.
Text him and ask him if he's here. Tell him my phone's dead. I doubt he's here. building.
Welcome back to La Rosa Field here on November 4th, 2016. My name is John Parentali, along with my partner Rich Scarpa. We are at halftime, and the Hermits have built a 20-0 lead over the Vineland Fighting Clan. Hopefully there will be adjustments at half. Went very fast, Rich, the first half. Each team only had the ball 4 times, but there was a lot of running, so the clock was moving. And we had some chances. That chop block really hurt us early in the game. We had a drop pass. We had a couple penalties that were not at the right time. That really set us back a little bit. Rich, you have any stats for us?
Well, Daily Journal, thank you once again to Trevor Newcomb, Daily Journal sports writer, who's actually right beside us tonight, so I didn't have to run far for the stats, but I didn't ask for too many. Let's look at St. Augustine as a team. 28 rushes, 116 yards. Zamont, 5 completions and 7 tries for 72 yards. For Vineland, it's 13 carries for 26 yards. Vineland, Pacheco 0 for 5, passing with a pick. But the news coming out of halftime is in that first half, it was Seymour, 4 carries for 15 yards, who was leading the way, except he's not going to be here for the second half. It's a shoulder injury, so he's out for the rest of this ball game. And that's going to really present some problems for Vineland as we watched the second quarter without him getting carries in that quarter. Vineland not able to pound the ball in the middle. We saw Phillips try. We saw Pacheco on some quarterback draws. We'll see if Vineland does something a little different. And last year when Seymour was out, it was Anderson carrying the ball. See if Vineland tries to go to Anderson in there, but that's an awful lot to learn when you've been playing wide receiver to get back in there with this offense. So Vineland's offense shorthanded. The dynamic Pacheco more on his shoulders. The Hermits up 20. Let's see if they're going to kick it deep. And they do not, as it's tipped and loose. And I think Vineland fell on top of it.
Yeah. They've really they really have a lot of respect for Vineland's kickoff. They have a young man that can put it in the end zone, but they're not trying.
So we had mentioned that going into the first half, the wind would be a factor. The wind has kind of died out now.
How's that ball spotted back there, Rich?
I think it was loose on the first guy touched it and was on the ground rolling around. So Vineland back at their own 33-yard line. It's Phillips alongside Pacheco. It's a give to Phillips. He gets to the outside. He makes a move on the inside, takes a big hit, but not before he picks up 13 or 14 for the first down.
That might be the best run of the night. Boy, he really went north and south, slashed.
Well, Cash Phillips,
good run.
Returning to St. Augustine where he played as a freshman. Maybe in that first half just trying to do a little bit too much. Right now, Vineland coming out, trying to get on the board here and turn this back into a ball game.
Yeah, Phillips is in the backfield.
This time Pacheco takes it himself. He gets through the first line of defense, goes sideways to the outside. He's on his feet, spins to the inside. He's brought down inside the 25. Pacheco wakes up the Vineland side. That's 2 plays, 2 first downs, and that was a heck of a run as Kalanic in the inside of the Hermit defense had him in his grasp, and he just went laterally to the sideline, was able to stay in bounds, and then his spin move picks up about 6 more yards.
Rich, credit that to Phillips. His first run woke him up, and they keyed on him on the fake.
This time Phillips gets it. He's hit hard, but he's going to fall forward for a gain of about 4 or 5.
Yeah, good run.
We'll call it 4. So the first 3 plays inspiring for Vineland coming out of the half.
That's a good 4.5, 5-yard run, Rich. That's all you need.
Well, Seymour, the workhorse on offense, the big guy that usually one person doesn't bring down. He's also one of the leaders on the team, and without him out, maybe a little more incentive to try to do something for him here. Pacheco goes to keep it himself. He delays, goes laterally, and what a great open field tackle by the Hermit Shamir Collins.
Yeah. That's
Well-
one time he faked himself out of some yardage.
Well, Shamir Collins did something that no one else has been able to do, which is bring Pacheco down when he hits that slide move. Just an outstanding open field tackle. Big play for the Hermits. Seymour himself tries to get to the outside. He's slammed down by Quinn Dolan. So it's going to be 4th and 5. This is the first half where Violent would get inside that 30. I think they did it twice. This will be the third time inside the Hermit 30. And the Hermit defense tightens up and has been able to stop the Klan. So the third 4th down try inside the Hermit 30. First two unsuccessful. Pacheco fakes, stops, he's hit, stays on his feet for a second, but he's down, and he's going to be sacked for a loss. And the down marker is already on 1. I'd like to go strangle that guy over there, Coach. Got to make him pay admission and sit on the sideline. So the Hermits defense bends but doesn't break. They get the ball on their own 30 to start. I'll tell you one thing the Hermit defense is doing in this game that I didn't really see on film a lot is they are all gang tackling and hustling to the football. So this is that trips receiver set where they like to run the opposite side.
The corner, Rich. They're going to run the corner.
And there's an open receiver deep. Anderson with the sack of Zamani slings him down like a rag doll for a big loss on the play. And there was a receiver wide open down the field as we see Coach Reardon telling Zamont, just put it in the air. Nobody was near him, but Zamont not able to see him with the rush in the middle by the Fighting Klan.
Pretty good play by Anderson. He kept his cool that time, made a good tackle.
Well, like you used to always teach us, you got to get there and you got to break down.
Yep.
You can't be out of control heading up the field, and he certainly did a great job of that here. Again, empty set backfield. Vineland matches up with the receivers. Zamont tries to take it himself, and he's dropped for another loss. This time, it's Anthony Reyes with the tackle for loss. So give Reyes a sack on that one, number 54, the sophomore. As I always mention, an outstanding season as a freshman, starting at inside backer, then moving back to the line. So it's going to be 3rd and 25 for the Hermits as they're back at their own 15.
Oh, whoa, we're short a man, Rich.
I think we got one too many. We have 11 on, Coach. Vineland playing soft in the back. It's going to be a give to Dobbins. Lane turns him in, and he's brought down. Nice job by Lane turning him in before Daquan Cosby Reyes again makes the stop.
Who's that on?
And there's a
we
flag.
We don't have a player near them.
Oh, delay of game,
Oh.
spiking the ball after he was
Oh, I
tackled.
thought it was. We didn't have.
And that's
we didn't have a player near the ref. I was wondering how we were going to get that one.
a dead ball penalty. I don't know why it's not getting marked off. All right, they didn't mark anything off on the penalty. It's a dead ball foul. So 4th down, the first punt of the game for the Hermits. And Fondacaro is the punter and the place kicker. See if Vineland tries to put a little heat on this one. Pacheco back deep, looking to get the ball in some room.
Shanked it.
He shanks the punt. There was actually a clip on the Vineland Reyes as he got close to the kicker. He was whacked in the back of his legs, almost fell into the kicker, and that was way out of the 3-yard tackle box. But Vineland with great field position, they gave the ball up around the 30. They get it back at the 31. So 1st and 10. So give in the middle to Phillips. He picks his way through,
Good
picks
job.
up about 6 or 7.
Well done. Very good. That's what you need, Rich. You need a good first down.
Seven 10 in the 3rd. This time Pacheco takes it himself, tries to get behind Ardahan, picks up a couple, but a nice tackle on the play by Diaz. It's going to be about a yard short.
See, Rich, that time he went north and south. No dancing, and he picked up good yardage.
So Phillips doing a nice job right now. And this time he's in the slot. So look for Pacheco to probably cape this himself. And they draw the Hermits offside. Good discipline by the Vineland team. That's going to be a 1st down Fighting Clan.
Boy, that's a big break here. Woo! You don't have to worry about the yard now. That's a great ball carrier, that penalty.
So Blakely now is going to be alongside Pacheco. Blakely in the past played fullback for this team. So he can get some tough yards in the middle, but instead he's going to lead block for Pacheco. Nice job by the edge rush to set up the inside tackle on the play by Kalanic. That line collapsed. They just compressed the Vineland team down. Knowing
Prep's going in their goal line defense now, Rich. They got extra, look at the extra men up front. They took the linebacker out, and they have, 2, 4, 6 men up front. It's goal line.
Pacheco back to throw. He completes it to Naheem Anderson. Touchdown, Fighting Clan. And that's the thing that happens when Naheem gets the ball. Excuse me. It was Naheem on that.
Yes.
Yeah, he after he catches it, he doesn't get tackled very often, very quickly.
16-yard pass play, Rich.
You were getting some help over there, and I thought I had the wrong number. I thought Harold got that one, Otis. And I was like, that looked like an Anderson. Good snap, good placement. And there's the Vineland boot as Kling puts it through. Vineland on the board, down by 13 now as it's 20-7.
Oh, sugar.
Well, we're just over halfway through the 3rd quarter. Vineland's held the Hermits to negative yards in this quarter. Anderson, big sack. Reyes picks up a sack and a real nice stop. Then the shank punt sets up Vineland right back where they left off, and they punch it in this time.
Okay, Rich, we stopped them cold on the first drive. Actually, they started on the 30, and they had a punt from about the 20.
There you are, Coach. Got my nice Flyers hat on today as things are turning
We
around.
on TV?
You're on TV again. If you,
I want to make
we can
sure
see,
my
there's
wife
Coach's
knows I'm
fingertips. There you go, Coach. Get him up there. You look like Richard Nixon there, waving
Wait,
them
let me
fingers
stand
like
up
that.
so make sure.
That's the quickest I've seen you move. So
All
your wife
right.
now your wife knows you were here.
Yep.
So Vineland to kick it off. They've climbed back into this one. That defense still needs to keep playing tough and keep stopping. Kling puts his foot into that. It's going to come down at the 14. Picked up. First guy misses, stays on his feet. Looking to get to the outside. Vasilios turns him back in. And there's a flag and a clip at the end of the play as it looks like Dobbins takes a shot at Richard Lane. But a nice return by Shamir Collins, who's been all over the field tonight for the Hermits. And a personal foul on the Hermits. Yeah, ball carriers down, and the block in the back happens. And kind of a little cheap shot on Lane there. Well, Coach, I'm not worried about playoffs for us, but defensive score here, I think I'd give if I had one time to get a turnover, if I could just pick one all year, I'm not saving it for Millville. I want to
right now.
Get the pressure on.
Right now.
So see if the Hermits go back to just attacking that edge of the defense. They didn't get it going last time. As motion comes to the bottom, they're usually going to run to that bottom. Reyes nearly jumps off, but he gets back in time. Cosby presses up into the hole. Vineland stacks that line of scrimmage. Zamont's going to audible out of it. Cosby drops out of it, and there's the give. And a big hit and drop. Reyes again with a tackle for loss. Dobbins nowhere to go on that one.
Rich, we've changed up the defense. We've moved our ends outside. Anderson's on one end and Reyes is on the other. And we got 2 down men now. We went to 2 down men.
Good catch in there, Coach. As we see Hales, who does play some defense. It's Hales
See Reyes outside?
and Ziegler inside.
Look at Reyes outside. He wasn't outside the whole first half.
And Lane presses up on the outside of the wing back. Cosby shows blitz. It's a pump fake. Pacheco stays with him. Zamont looking for somewhere to go. And here comes the rush. And does he hold on to that? An outstanding catch by Jalen Decote. We have a player down, a Vineland player down. See a red helmet over there. As Williams and Hales go to help him up. That's not going to happen as the training crew comes out. We have a break in the action here with 4:11 to go in the third quarter. And it's 3rd down for the Hermits, 3rd and 5. See, that time, instead of Vineland just pressing up trying to get to Zamont, they sit and control the edge and don't give them that edge to go to. Fortunately, it looks like just cramps as they're stretching out a calf. So that should be all right. Once again, thank you tonight's crew, Mark McGill, Kayla Spire, crew chiefs Brian Anthony, Doug Diola, and Ryan Steinbron. And executive producer of VPS TV is Gia Masori, the school district's public information officer. Don't forget, we're on Comcast, Verizon Channel 9, and Verizon Channel 41, and also on YouTube live streaming. And then the game will be up there for you. Just go to VPS, hit the space bar, broadcasting, and you'll see all the Vineland action there as Pacheco has a cramp and it's getting worked out on the sideline. So he's going to have to come out.
Rich, I'd say shame we don't instant replay. And I don't know the rule in high school, and I should know it. That man was out of bounds and came back in because I'm watching him on the outside. And I didn't think he could catch the ball once he went out of bounds.
So you can't be the first one to touch it. You know that. The official's hat should have been off if that was the case, if he thought he went out.
Well, the gentleman over this side has been out of the game the whole game. He's not.
Coach, you told me to stop you if you talk about
No,
officials
I mean,
tonight.
I don't mean cheat or anything. He hasn't spotted the ball correctly. He might be a rookie. Give him a chance.
Yeah, give him a chance at a Lower Cape May middle game.
He's
No
doing
offense
fine.
to those programs.
Just that
3rd down now.
in a big game, you got to watch the things that happen.
3rd and 5 for Vineland. Josh Garcia checks in. He's going to sit back at safety. Lane's going to hop up at corner. Pressure. The pass is swung out and breaking the first tackle. Trying to outrun Banks, who has scored some out, but a big first down on 3rd down for the Hermits. It's like the old Eagles offense with Buddy Ryan, a little swing pass to Byers and up the field you go. So the Hermits convert a big 3rd down.
Phillips had a clear shot at him for no gain. You got to break down, Rich, as you said before.
Especially if you got 5 yards behind you. You know you got 5 to work with. So back to pass again. The blitz is picked up. Zamont tries to get to the outside, gets more pressure, and he's escorted out of bounds for a loss of about 1. Packed house on the Vineland sideline. No room in the bleachers. About 4 deep all along the field. And the defense needs to. Now look, we're forgetting to put the 2 up now, but we know when to do it for the other team. I'm going to complain about the guy with the stick because he's not an official. But that's who I have to look at each time to figure out where the ball is and all.
He got it right.
And now he puts the 1 up before they even get the first down and loses his spot. 2nd and 11. Just over the midfield stripe. Zamont looks to throw again. He dumps it and tackled and brought down, but a gain of about 7 on the play. It's going to make it another 3rd down for the Hermits. It's been Zamont through the air. The first half was all on the ground. Vineland's defense adjusts, and those runs were now going for loss. So to the air, they go to their other weapon, which is Zamont and his receivers through the air, and he's executed well.
They will attack the corner. Come on. Who's on this side? Anderson's on this side. Okay.
Nice hit and stopped by Reyes. Yet another tackle for loss by Anthony Reyes. See if the Hermits go to punt or if they're going to give Vineland a short field if they don't make it. And again, Reyes tackle for a loss of 6. It looks like a loss of 2 on the play.
No respect. If they go for this, they have no respect for us. No respect at all, Rich. This is where you come at them now.
I may go for it if I'm up 20-0, but after that Vineland score, and it's just a 2-possession game, Vineland's offense hasn't shown they can march down the field. So even if you convert it, you're putting Vineland in a position to make it a little easier for them.
6.
And a false start by Dobbins. Looks like he may have jumped, but nope, timeout. Yeah, I didn't see any penalty flag at all, but it looked like Dobbins got a head start, but the timeout was called. I think that timeout's going to work in Vineland's favor, give the defense a little breather, have Coach Smith out there, making sure they understand what they're going to be doing. Vineland got to look at the formation they came out in that time. What are you thinking, Coach?
They're going to try to draw us offside, Rich. They're going to do the same thing as we did to them. Come on, where's Phillips? I want Phil. Oh, Pacheco's back. Come on, get up on him.
Zamont to throw. Anderson in pressure. He's got him. Wrestles him down. So not only do they go for it, they lose about 18 yards on the play. Let's see how far that official's going to walk up. Not too bad.
No, not too bad.
That was a good spot. That's that Vineland defense we've seen all year. So Vineland starts at the Hermit 45. That decision by Coach Reardon, if Vineland can pop it in, it could be a costly one. As Coach mentioned, you pump the ball, you give Vineland at least 80 yards they'd have to go. That would have been the best. And without Seymour in there, you're asking 80 yards is a lot.
No respect,
now you've shortened
Rich.
it to 45 yards.
They had no
Pacheco
respect.
to throw. Floats it in and out of Anderson's hands.
I didn't like that part.
It was a little short.
You've been running. Run.
So 2nd and 10. Offside Hermits. It's a lack of discipline by the Hermits here as they're drawn off yet
What
again.
I tell you before, Rich, it's a good 5 yards. That's better than carrying the ball for 5.
Certainly makes up for,
For the
not picking up
incomplete.
anything on first.
Yeah.
For the incompletion.
That's twice they've done it to them. Oh, sugar.
Pacheco falls on it. The ball doesn't hop up for him.
Man, we've
It's
had
going to
some
push Vineland back on their side of the field. Pacheco. Vineland's got to get up on the ball and get ready to make their play. So 3rd and long, the Hermit crowd wakes up. Hermit's looking to stop the Fighting Clan. It's a low snap, but Pacheco picks this up. He tries to outrun the pressure, and he's swung down and tackled. So just like Vineland did with Anderson and Reyes, it's the Hermit defense this time throwing Pacheco back for a big loss. As on this drive, Vineland has lost 15 yards. So 4th down with 1:05 and running on the clock. Pacheco going to go back to kick. And they'll be in the hands of that Vineland defense to try to make a stop again. Well, some nice defensive tackles for loss today. This one, Vineland starts racking them up with 3 or 4 of their own. The prep gets a big one as Pacheco just not able to outrun the pressure. Low snap, Pacheco has it, hits a line drive down to the 30. Trying to pick his way through the middle and hit and drop. Nice tackle on the play by Lyndon Williams. But a patient return by Shamir Collins, who sees a lane and returns it into Vineland territory. Or just short at his own 48-yard line. Well, we got a score in one other game. It's Millville up 36-6 at halftime. To the top, inside the lane, driving forward goes Dobbins. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just as we're whispering and you were mentioning the line judge there, I mean, picking up a few extra yards there off the hop. Reyes' shoe pops off. He's ready to go 2nd and short for the Hermits.
That's the end of the quarter, Rich.
And that does it for the 3rd quarter. Hermits on the move. Phillips in for Seymour has been running the ball very well in the 3rd quarter, but the difference is what the defense is doing. And without Seymour there, the defense isn't worried about having to outnumber you in the middle, as you were mentioning before.
Yeah.
They're outnumbering you to the outside because without Seymour there, Seymour's a guy kind of like Naheem Anderson when he catches it, just so big and strong that you need a couple people to tackle him. You can't tackle him hitting him high. Well, Phillips provides that speed like Pacheco, but you need to balance it with
wherever
power.
you hit Seymour, he gets 2 yards forward.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hold him to 4, he'll get 6.
That's just the same thing with Dobbins tonight. We really haven't seen him fall backwards getting hit. He's always picking up those extra yards coming forward, kind of like you want your fullback to run. Yeah, but these are guys with some great speed that are doing that.
Well, it's time to call out the horses, Rich. We need a stop.
Yeah, and 2nd and 1, is really a tough task unless you can get a tackle for a loss.
They're going to run the corner. They've run the corner successful all night.
And there's a pass, and it's complete. Makes a move on Phillips to the outside, and out of bounds goes Ennis. As Ennis shows a nifty move of his own. Deeks inside, gets around the defender. So 1st and 10.
First round and 10 for the Hermits at the 25-yard line.
Especially defensively. Through the middle, short gain on the play. Well, the Hermits, if they hold on and win this, they'll win the Continental Division of the West Jersey Football League, as they're undefeated in the division. Millville with 1 loss, so if Vineland were able to pull out a win here, it would all come down to Thanksgiving Day for the title. So Vineland, if they were to win, could clinch a tie. If St. Augustine wins, they clinch the division, and they're in the driver's seat now with just 11 minutes to go. Off the edge comes Vineland, but the wrong edge. Can they string him out? There's a big hold.
Here's a hold.
And they called it. So. But you know what? That was Sakai Merritt's that got a handful of jersey there. And that'll push the Hermits back. You know, if he doesn't make the hold, he's tackled for no gain, but that's going to go a little worse, push you back 10 yards. And that spot of that foul was right about the line of scrimmage. But they move back 5 yards somehow. So it's a, they were saying he was halfway to a first down when that hold happened, Coach.
I didn't see it. I was watching the block on the outside, and I saw what the referee saw when he spun around. I'm more worried about the prep when they get 2nd and long because they throw the ball.
Zamont to throw it. He's hit the ball's loose on the ground, and sure enough, Ziegler comes up with it. Vineland football. Oh, my gosh. Zamont hit and drops the football, and they're saying he was attempting to throw that. I know last week that block I called horrible, but he was moving the ball over the defender's head to try to step forward.
Oh, my goodness.
This is the same problem we ran into when you coached. When you didn't hire the local guys, you got the out-of-conference guys, and everywhere we went. Wow. So I'm not alone up here. Anybody not in blue is shaking their head furiously. The people in blue are pretending they don't know what's going on right now because they caught a big break on that one. 3rd and 13. Zamont to throw. Pressure's picked up. Zamont slides, and he's hit. Now that ball is definitely loose.
What's that for?
We have a penalty flag on the flag.
Ugh.
Oh,
it's on the
intentional
offense.
grounding.
Grounding,
Down.
it was a fumble. It wasn't grounding yet again. There was no throw on that. He was ripped backwards. The ball comes out of his hand. His arm not going forward.
4th down.
Ball came out underhanded, but he was getting pulled backwards. That's the ball flying out of his hand. This time it looks like the prep will punt from a similar situation as last time.
How about that? We stopped him. Good job.
We stopped him, and we got 2 fumbles, Coach.
And
they're punting.
I don't know about that one.
So see if Vineland goes to put pressure on this. Last time it was Reyes that got tackled before he could block the kick. Hermits try to draw the Klan off. It's a high snap, but handled well.
He got blocked into
my
him.
Gosh.
He got blocked right into him.
A horrible call as Reyes is hit into the kicker. This is where you got to send the tape away, Coach.
It is running into the kicker against Vineland.
Oh, my God. The last time he got tackled before he could try to block it. This time he gets hit in the back into the kicker.
That's a shame. He got blocked right into him. You know what, Rich? It's a shame we don't have instant replay set. We're going to have it Millville, but we need it tonight.
We'll have it next week. The shame is that you keep mentioning that, Coach. You've got directives, right? Vineland does not go near the kicker this time. Pacheco, fair catch made. Ball loose on the ground. Think he comes back up with it. But
Yeah.
nice punt by Fondacaro. Pins Vineland back at the 10. So for a little bit frustration there as everybody piles on Pacheco. Vineland players pulling people off, which you're not supposed to do. But it's obvious to see why they would be frustrated after that series of offense that the Hermits had and the defensive plays that were made. And so inside the 10 at the 7. Pacheco gives in the middle, making a couple people miss, picking up about 5 yards on the carry. So it looks like a gain of 6, make it 2nd and 4.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Phillips again as he's hit hard on the play. Nice shot by Kalanic, who cleans up that run in the middle. That's going to be a little bit short of the first down, making it 3rd and 1. 9:40 in running. Vineland needing 2 touchdowns.
Gain of 3, 3rd down and 1.
Was a blocked extra point. Then Prep made a 2-point conversion to make it 14-0 on the last touchdown. Fondacaro's kick no good.
Big play here, Rich. We need a first. We can't give the ball back to him. We need a first.
Great snap. Pacheco through the middle. He's got a burst of speed. He's to the 40, the 50, the 40, down to the 30, cuts back to the inside, straight on, watch the ball from behind. Great tackle on the play, but not after Pacheco picks up a handful of yards. Great hustle by the Herman Sean Moeller.
Come on, come on, come on. Get up here and get them while they're going.
So a long run,
Give the ball
about
up.
50, 55-yard
Give the
run
ball to Phillips.
by Pacheco. Well, they got to set the markers. The markers still aren't set.
Yeah, but they got Phillips in the slot.
They faked a jet sweep. Pacheco throws. Oh, through Anderson's hands as he was down around the 6-yard line. So the clock will stop. Plenty of time yet, 8:32 in the 4th. Vineland needs to get this into the end zone. Keep that Hermit defense on their heels. The second half, it's been Vineland's defense doing a number on that Hermit offense. One big long play to Zeke Ennis. But back to offense time, 2nd and 10. Pacheco gives to Phillips, who grinds in the middle and picks up all he can on the play. That was a nice run by Phillips. For a minimal gain, but he got everything that was there. The Hermit defense converges quick. Gain of 3, make it a gain of 1. I can't wait to watch this one back, Coach.
Me neither.
I think we're going to have my son make a tape of this and send it away. So 3rd and 9 for the Fighting Clan. 2 down territory, of course, for Vineland. The Hermits don't jump that time. Good discipline that time by the Hermits. As Pacheco checks to the play. Looks like Vineland may have to burn a timeout here. Nope, Pacheco's ready. And it's blown dead. And delay game on Vineland. Well, Pacheco's legs got him down here, but it's a matter of how to get him in some space.
Nah.
You really can't keep
They're
him honest
backed
without
up.
Seymour there.
Yeah, they're backed up pretty much. They're not going to give you, they'll give you anything in front of them. See them, Rich?
Yeah.
They're back 15 yards at least.
Well, it's never been in doubt or any question the success that Coach Reardon and his staff have had here, and they play great football. They know down and distance. They just want to keep the ball in front of them, come up and make a stop. Oh, my. And now Vineland takes the timeout. So big third down. Coach Russo wants to make sure he's got what he needs in there. 7:39 to go in the fourth quarter. Vineland down 13, but they're getting close to the red zone here on the 33-yard line, but it's 3rd and 13.
That delay. Boy, you could line them up, the breaks that have, that's football. You call them breaks. The chop block, the drop pass, the delay game, all the things that have happened in the game, Rich, that have put us behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, and Pacheco's passing numbers don't look great, but there's been at least 3 drops tonight also.
Yeah. He wouldn't get credit for throwing grenades tonight, though, Rich. He'd have to land them. That last pass, I'm not sure if Anderson didn't see it or was overthrown, but
or not expecting it.
Yeah, he was wide open. Did you win, Rich?
No, Coach.
No. Oh.
And if I won, I'd say no out loud on this. But no, I did not win.
Sugar.
So big third down for the Clan. Officially 3rd and 14. Hermit sideline wakes up for this one. Hermit send a stunt. Pacheco squares up, floats it towards Anderson, but it's going to be intercepted. Shamir trying to get to the outside. He's wrestled down. There's a flag for a face mask as he's tackled at the 2 or 3, but I believe it was a face mask on Vineland. Well, when that ball was in the air, it was Shamir Collins that wanted it the most, and he came up and got it. Vineland converges and pins him back inside the 5, but I believe that's going to be a face mask penalty on the Clan. Kind of thought, it definitely was a face mask. I thought we may have got away with it. I couldn't see the flag at first with this wall here, but good call by the official there.
It's a unanimous decision of this 3-man crew here that this sideline official is terrible. Did I get it right? We're not allowed to comment.
So the Hermits take over.
He
They'll
said
get it right at the 21.
You know what? You got to give the guy credit. He's had every call in front of him tonight. So that happens.
So the defense is going to need to make a stop here. 7:23 to go. There's the give. And running to the inside with a burst of speed. Heading up the field for the Hermits. True Robinson's going to take it to the house. Talk about padding your stats. A long touchdown run by True Collins. True was kind of quiet most of the game, a Gloucester County resident. He takes it and goes 79 yards for the score. A real great block on Anderson on the outside as Anderson tried to squeeze it down. Didn't catch the number of the block, but a nice block on him and just squeezing through that little seam and then a burst of speed.
missed another one, Rich.
Yeah, very unlike Fondacaro. He misses his second extra point. Well, officially 3 as he had one blocked. So it's 7:11 to go on the clock. As Vineland got close to the end zone, it was one play and the Hermits quickly down to go up 26-7. So the Hermits now have this one in control. An outstanding run, Coach, but like you mentioned, with that defense on the field that whole second quarter, just not able to hold the intensity they had in the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a that was a super run to the weak side again. They had us outnumbered. And once you get a block out there, you have no safety help.
Well, one thing you always taught us, when I watched you teach the ends, your shoulders have to be parallel to that line of scrimmage.
Parallel.
And that time, a great block got shoulders turned on our outside guy, and then you're trying to reach around a whole body instead of squeezing down.
You square up and you get rid of them.
Another squib kick. Reyes has it. He says, I want to run it. Nobody ever lets me run it. Burst of speed, hard running by Reyes, but he's tackled at the 44. Tell you what, Reyes didn't look too bad with the ball in his hands there, Coach. He's that defensive lineman. Will probably jump over and play both ways next year on the offensive line. There's great competition in the Vineland program as the JV team and freshman team combined for only one loss this year.
Don't go getting crazy now. Drive the ball down and score. Don't try to get it back in one play. That's it. Good.
Pacheco through the middle.
That's okay.
And
That's
some
good
short
fight.
tackling. Short tackling by the Hermits. That's Merritt with the tackle.
Second down and 5.
So 2nd and 5. Pacheco gives to Phillips. And that time you need to take a half a step outside there as defense converged in the middle, and that's where you need that little stutter step. Get yourself to the outside as there was nothing on that outside. Hopefully he was able to see that for this next carry.
You got 2 cracks at 4 yards, Rich. You're at the spot of the game where you have to definitely go for it.
Pacheco looking to come to the near side, gets his legs driving. Good spot on the play. It's going to be about 1.5 yards short. Well, we lost another half a yard, but that's okay.
Yeah, I like the other guy better.
See, usually the head guy, the guy on the other side will move and get in line with him on the way in a little bit, but he's been holding his spot a little different all night. So 4th and short for the Fighting Clan. We're down to 5:30 and running on the clock. Next week for the Fighting Clan will be the round 1 of the playoffs in the Group 5. And we'll let you know the
big
details
play.
on
This is
that.
a big play, Rich.
And it's going to be Pacheco through the middle, has the first down.
Look at this guy. He's going to be short again.
First down, Fighting Clan. 5:05 on the clock. Clock will stop temporarily as they set the down markers.
Gain of 3, good enough for a Vineland's first down. First down and 10 for the Fighting Clan.
Come on, drive it in. You got to score here.
St. Augustine, 44-yard
Just
line.
keep driving it.
First and 10. Pacheco visibly exhausted right now. He gives in the middle to Phillips. Picks up about 2 or 3 on the play.
It's okay. Phillips hasn't, Phillips all year long is taking that ball inside and then broke it to the outside. He hasn't done that tonight, Rich. I'd like to see him do that one time. Take it inside and cut it outside.
You're exactly right. The linebacker play is controlling him on the inside. He may need to make that move a little bit sooner than normally after that defensive line. Because with the defensive line, it almost looks like they're just pinching every play.
The linebackers are excellent for the prep.
And they play very well together. Phillips wrestled down for a loss.
I got to see where that spot is. Okay. It's all right. Well, come on.
Maybe
get
those
it first.
So 3rd and 13. Banks to the bottom of the screen. He was your top receiver last year. Injury sat him out the first few weeks there, 3 or 4 weeks that was.
See, they're coming with the outside blitz, Rich. It's been killing us all night. See him?
And sack and drop for a big loss. Kalanic in there with a help from his other linebacker partner, Bonzak. So 4th and real long, 2:50 to go on the clock.
Got to punt it. You don't want to give him a short field, Rich.
4th and 23.
It's okay.
It looks like Vineland's going to send in the punt team.
Oh yeah.
Coach Reardon telling his guys just stay away from it. Shamir Collins back to return it. Pacheco to kick it.
It's okay.
It's going to hit and roll out of bounds at the 27-yard line or 28, where the Hermits will take over with 2:05 to go on the clock. As the Hermits take the field, let's thank half of our sponsors here, starting with the Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, 4049 Italia Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-5558. Beretta Plumbing and Heating and Cooling, 1784 Pine Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-1950. Newfield Bank with 11 locations in Cumberland and Gloucester County, 800-690-3440. Richland Carpet and Flooring, 1309 Harding Highway, Richland, 856-697-3041.
Joseph Davis, please report to the front of the press box. Joseph Davis to the front of the press box.
Give over the right side.
Oh, it finally called the crackback.
There's a penalty flag on the
Slowed down by
They
Reyes.
finally called the crackback.
Looks like they didn't, Coach. They're clapping on the St. Augustine side with 2 minutes exactly on the clock. And it's going to be face mask on Vineland.
against Vineland.
Oh, boy.
Dylan Fernaccio checks into the defensive line.
They get first down.
He has a sack on the season. So the clock continues to run now at 1:45. True Robinson's run on the last drive. Nice run that time by Ennis. Was Ennis last year, picked up a ton of yards rushing on the Fighting Clan. He gets a carry here with 1:30 to go.
By number 6, John Garcia.
Well, it's going to be about how Vineland can rebound, getting ready for their playoff game. This was a game against a really good St. Augustine prep team that they had some chances that didn't work out in the first half. They came out in the second half defensively and were outstanding in the third quarter. Then just that long run took the field position and pressure away. This time, a hand through the middle. hit and dropped after a gain of about 10 on the play.
Drew Robinson on the carry.
There's Robinson again.
Gain of 11.
It's going to put Robinson close to 100 on the day. See if they hand it to him again.
39-yard line.
So with Millville winning today, up big at halftime at least by 30 points, they're probably going to jump over top of Vineland, push Vineland to that 5th seed in the playoffs, and it probably is going to look like an away game next week. We'll let you know if it's Thursday or Friday.
That's a class move.
Taking Anias Zamat
That's a
with
class
20
move.
seconds to go. That's going to do it here.
That's very.
As the Hermits
I
with-
give St. Augie's credit there. That's a class move, Rich.
As Vineland not able to get it done. The Hermits get a challenge from the Clan in the 3rd quarter, but withstand that and take a 26-7 win. Before Coach tells us what's going on, and I talk to you one more time, thanks again to Larry's 2 Restaurant. That's Larry's 2 Restaurant at 907 North Main Road, Vineland, 856-692-9001. And Ducharme's at 8 North Main Road, Vineland, 856-690-1500. Bettino's ShopRite, 1255 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-9395. Bachma Landscaping, 822 North Brewster Road, Vineland, 856-691-1559. Sir Speedy at 22 West Landis Avenue, Vineland, 856-691-0741. And Dr. Joseph Bernardini at Reconstructive Orthopedics, 994 West Sherman Avenue, Vineland, 856-696-0900. Coach, you want to take us through that quarter? A
Yeah,
couple more
Rich,
things to say before we get out of here.
There was a pretty good half by both defenses. They held each other to 1 touchdown. Vineland got the ball the second time. It had the ball in the second half on a 60-yard pass from Pacheco to Anderson. Scored in the middle of the 3rd quarter to make it 20-7, and we thought we had a ball game. We go into the 4th quarter, and Vineland did a good job. They stopped them twice, but Collins at the 7-11 mark broke one off on the left side, went 79 yards to make it 26-7. The kick was no good. We got the ball back. We ran out on 4th down. The Prep got the ball back, and they ran the clock out, Rich, for the final score of 26-7. You got anything before I cut us
Coach.
off?
Well, you had a big challenge with the best team you faced all year. In the first half, they really attacked the edge and got an advantage. Adjustments made at halftime. You had a strong 3rd quarter, and you're marching down to go down just by 1 touchdown. And the interception, and then the face mask, and the very next play, a 79-yard run, kind of sealed it up there. I did like the way the defense responded, and the offense for that matter, coming out of the gates in the 3rd quarter. You know, you played an outstanding Prep football team. You brought what you had, and unfortunately for Vineland, it wasn't enough. St. Augustine Prep now has their big battles ahead in that parochial playoffs. As outstanding as they've been, the way the PowerPoints go, they're going to be on the road and squeaking in with an undefeated record. So wish them the best of luck there. Awesome job by both sidelines as the Prep crowd is packed, Vineland side packed. And one thing I got to tell you, Vineland fans, you know, it didn't go our way tonight. We've got a playoff game for just the 2nd time since 2003 as we look to turn this around. The loss of Seymour, of course, hurt a very lot as he only had 5 carries in the ball game and was out. But, you know, you don't know if that would have been enough, but you hope that would have made it a little tighter and gave you a little more of a chance. Congratulations once again to the Hermits. And remember, you find us on Channel 9, on Comcast, Saturday and Sunday at 6, Monday at 7, Verizon Fios, Channel 41. I'd like to thank our crew one more time, and I think I already put my sheet away. So, Coach, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull that off, and I apologize to everyone. So I'm digging through my bag. But next week, we're not sure where, we're not sure when, but as always, when you find that out, just go on the computer, hit YouTube, VPS Space Broadcasting, and you'll find us live broadcasting and up on the web for you to watch. Thank you, crew, once again. And we'll see you somewhere next week, Coach. Take us out.
For John Parentazzi on this November 4th and my partner Rich Scarpa, have a great weekend and make sure you come to playoff game next week. Have a great week.